Tim Burton's Victor. From the dark mind of Tim Burton, this story begins in the town of Hartford, Connecticut, where long ago several witch hunts took place, long before the Salem witch trials. Our story follows a young boy named Victor, who is a dark and troubled child since his father disappeared 7 years ago. Victor has a vivid imagination. He's obsessed with Gothic literature and stories of witches and warlocks. Victor spends much of his time in the dark woods near his home with his pet ferret Nicodemus. Now, children have been disappearing in the quiet town of Hartford, and no one can figure out why. While Victor is walking through the woods one night on his way home, he sees a child be lured to the woods by an angelic voice. Victor follows the child. Before he can get close, there's a loud scream. As Victor runs for home, he hears the scream of the child as well. Victor tells his mother the story, but she doesn't believe him because of his wild imagination. Victor goes to sleep and just hopes it was a bad dream. But several weeks later, several more children disappear, and he realizes it may be up to him to uncover the truth. As Victor begins to investigate, he looks into the town's history and discovers that 7 years earlier, just before his father Vincent, who was a detective on the case, disappeared. As Victor begins to dig deeper, he unearths the town history of an evil witch who ate children to gain their youth.
For the story of Victor, we are hoping that Tim Burton will direct. The ideas for the actors we have include Jack Dylan Grazer, Helena Bonham Carter, and Johnny Depp to be the main actors. Victor will be played by Jack Dylan Grazer. Jack's in the newest version of It, which made over $123 million on its opening weekend. Jack has over 1.6 million Instagram followers, which would help with ticket sales. Marin will be played by Helena Bonham Carter. She is known for Alice in Wonderland, which made $116 million its opening weekend, and various Harry Potter films, which totaled $448 million their opening weekends for the ones that she was in. She has also been in various Tim Burton films, including Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd, and Dark Shadows. Vincent will be played by Johnny Depp. He is known for Alice in Wonderland, Pirates of the Caribbean, Into the Woods, Dark Shadows, Rango, and Sleepy Hollow. Because of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, he has a big following from younger audiences. These movies totaled $447 million on their opening weekends combined. Into the Woods made $31 million its opening weekend. Dark Shadows made $29 million its opening weekend. Rango made $38 million its opening weekend, and Sleepy Hollow made $30 million its opening weekend. Just like Helena Bonham Carter, he has also been in various Tim Burton films. We are planning to place Tim Burton in the film in a small cameo appearance. Since Robert Danny Elfman has worked with Tim Burton in the past, we are hoping to acquire his musical expertise to write a score for the film in hopes that Danny Elfman will bring his large following along.
The claymation and stop motion has been used in many successful films, including Coraline, A Nightmare Before Christmas, which was one of Tim Burton's favorites, and James and the Giant Peach, which was a success in its own right. If the budget allows, we would like a 3D effect. Since using claymation, it will take approximately 3 to 4 years, including writing the full script, creating the claymation motion picture, and having the actors voice over the characters. With Tim Burton directing, we can hopefully get these actors that have worked well with him in the past to participate in this movie. Since we can use less money on supplies for the claymation, we can spare more towards a popular and experienced acting team.
To summarize, we are using the up-and-coming Jack Dylan Grazer to appeal more to the younger crowd. We are also bringing in the experience of Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, who both have a large following and vast experience with Tim Burton and in playing dark roles.